So, hello, welcome to Results Mastery Live. This is a event that I run every single week on Wednesday at 12 o'clock, and it's for business people, and I do it as part of my long-term commitment dating back now 29 years to help small businesses, coaches, consultants, and generally people in what I call the helping industry to become more effective and to improve their marketing, lead generation and sales and all that sort of stuff. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to develop and run and market an online program. As usual, this session is divided into two. The first bit, I'll do a presentation, just giving my take on how to do this. And then after that, we'll go into a Q&A and you can ask any questions you would like, either of myself or anybody on the session today. And then for those of you who are listening to the recording, we hope you enjoy it. So thank you everybody for being here. We're a little bit low on numbers today, but we've got the elite here clearly, so it's good to be here. So I'll just start off with what are online courses, because I think probably most people know, but not necessarily everybody. No doubt you've probably actually been on an online course, and the idea behind it is that you can now develop a program. There are literally hundreds of places that you can host. You can produce a variety of videos and fact sheets and tips and information and so on. You can upload it to one of these many different hosting sites, and then you can either charge people a one-off fee, you could offer something for free, or you could make it a membership site where they pay on a monthly basis. Now, the reason I like this is two things. One, it's not involved in the exchanging time for money market, where, you know, the more work I do, the busier I get, and we all get to a state where we actually can't cope with any more work. What are we going to do? Well, we could set up an online membership program or an online program. And so an online program enables us to do a load of work based on our experience. You know, we've been doing whatever it is we do now for typically many years. And now we can train people all over the world in order to make money out of that, and also to add value to them. Like, you know, I no longer need to come from my home on the Isle of Wight, get on a ferry, get on the train for 2 hours up to London to spend the day at a seminar, and then make my way back, get back at 9 o'clock tonight. I could go and do an online program, and I can learn from people again all over the world. And I do, you know, I spend, oh, it's hard to think actually, but certainly over the, you know, the last 5 years, I've spent a lot of money signing up to world leading experts in sales and marketing and accessing their training through an online medium. So that said, let me give you a couple of examples of people that I know that have been far more successful than I have. I will tell you. You know, I'm not somebody, I want to be really straight and honest. I'm not somebody here who's going to say, you know, I've made millions at this. No, I haven't. You know, it's work in progress. I've spent probably 2 years doing this. I've got myself to a reasonable level. I've got loads of members, and I've also got people who buy my one-off programs. Let me give you a couple of examples. I think people think, oh, well, it's okay for you, Steve, because you do marketing, or it's okay for a training organization. But there's a whole variety of different people do this. John and I were actually speaking to, well, we actually watched a video from a lady. I think she was called Suzanne. Is that right, John? You always remember, and I never do. Is that right? What was
Suzanne Dibble.
Suzanne Dibble, yeah. So Suzanne was a solicitor, worked in London, earned a lot of money. I think, certainly way over, I think it was something like 200 grand a year she was earning. She was doing great, but the quality of life wasn't there. An hour, 2 hours, whatever it was, into London and back every day, high pressure job. And so she packed it in because she wanted a family and a better quality of life and so on and so forth. So she packed it in and set up a online program to help small businesses. And she charged those small businesses, I think it was £49 to be a member every month. Now, what they got from that was they got things like templates and employment contracts and stuff like that, legal stuff that they could alter and improve and make appropriate for for them. And she also did two 2-hour Q&As. She used to do, I think it was Monday morning, Thursday afternoon, she'd do a Q&A. She'd hop on a Zoom meeting like this, and any members who needed any legal advice at that time would hop on the call and ask her for her advice. And she then said that so far she was doing quite well. She'd got 1,080 members. If you work that out, yeah, I think it comes to about £50,000 a month. So that's not bad, is it? For doing what? 2 Q&As, working on Monday morning and Thursday afternoon and other stuff, no doubt. There's, admin stuff, and it's got to get new members and marketing and so on. But that's not a bad way of earning a living. Probably not enough to live on, but it's not a bad start, as Tony Robbins always says. Another lady I know, I don't know to mention her name or not. I'm going to. Kerry Green is her name. She's a great lady. She runs something called the Female Entrepreneur Club, and she is just spectacularly successful. When I heard her speak, I spoke at a conference with Peter Thompson. I was a guest speaker on one of his events, and she followed me on. And she said, I don't really know what to talk about. I'm not really a speaker, but I have done a couple of things quite well. She said, I've managed to get 180,000 Facebook followers, and I'm going to talk to you about how I've done that. And I've also managed to get 38,000 people sign up to my Female Entrepreneur Club. And I think she said it costs £35 a month. Now, if you work that out, that comes to about 1.3 million a month. 1.3 million a month. Now, that is, off the charts, isn't it? Hugely successful. And I could go on and on and on. I can give you, another at least half a dozen examples of people that I know have done this fantastically well, and they're hugely successful, and so on and so forth. But my belief is, the truth is, it ain't easy. If it was, everybody'd be doing it. I've been doing it now for 2 years, and I'm still not at, the level of those people, and a million miles away from Kerry. But I am making money on it, and I am pushing it, and I'm building things up. And I always remember Kerry had this little oh, we've got another one joining us. Kerry had this little graph that she put up on the PowerPoint, and it went like this. I'm sure you've seen this graph before. It's going on, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7, and so on. And she said for the first 5 years, she didn't really make any money. It took a lot of effort and time, and she was virtually full time in it. And she had all the money that she did make, she was putting back into the marketing of it and so on. So I don't want you to think this is a quick fix. I don't want you to think this is easy. Anybody can do it. Anybody can set this up. That's not difficult, and it could be set up. I could be a car mechanic specializing in Triumph sport cars, and I could set up an online program to teach people how to maintain their own car. I know another guy who's actually a chef, and he stopped being a chef because he was working ridiculous hours late at night, 6-7 days a week, and he now does online training. I know somebody else who does Pilates. In fact, I used to go to his Pilates session. And it was in a little village hall. We used to turn up freezing cold in this place and do Pilates. Then COVID hit, and he started doing it on Zoom. And I said to him, why don't you set it up on video so people can do it on video? And he did that. He's never told me how much he's making, but he's making a lot of money. And he's training people in Pilates all over the world. He told me he's got clients in Australia and so on, because they don't have to turn up at 6 o'clock on a Monday evening. They can do it when they want, 24/7. And it's just brilliant. Okay, so that all said, it takes time and effort to do. It's a great opportunity. I mentioned briefly about the hundreds of different websites that you can use to host your products or your training. Let me just show you the one that I use right now. I will give you a couple of others that I've used in the past that I feel, yeah, reasonably confident in recommending to you. One would be Kajabi. That one's quite good. A lot of people use that. Another one, which I'm just actually moving away from, not because there's anything wrong with it, but because I've found this new one that's even better, and it does lots of other stuff as well. And that is called Skool, SKOOL. And I definitely recommend that. It's really good as well. However, what I'd like to do, if I may, is just to share my screen and show you what I'm doing so you can see what I'm doing and possibly do the same things. So I'm using something that I've sort of recently developed. It's called the Results Mastery Hub. In the interest of being open and honest, I want to tell you this is not software that I've developed. It's software that I've white labeled for me, so that I'm able to sell this into my clients. So that's just me being open and honest. Now, within the membership, you can see memberships here on the left, but you can also see it does heck of a lot of other stuff. It manages conversations, your calendar, opportunities, payments. It's a CRM system as well. It does marketing in terms of email, social media, loads and loads of stuff, marketing automations. It can even do websites and landing pages and forms and surveys, and it's just brilliant, I've got to say, which is why I'm in the process of moving all my marketing into this. I think it really is absolutely fantastic. But the bit I'm going to focus on today is obviously memberships. Now, the membership within this sort of comes in a way in two sides. You've got the courses, so you can go in here, you can have a look at the dashboard, which we're on now, which actually I probably need to do something a little bit more to it. Anyway, so we've got products. So if I go in here, I can show you all the different products. And by the way, just in case you're thinking, well, he hasn't got any members, that's because I've not really launched it yet, and they're all still in school. Okay, so I've not moved them over yet. So, but I will be moving them over the next sort of month or two. If you can imagine, there's quite a few in there, not into the hundreds of thousands or anything, but there's a few to move, and I need to get that process sorted, so to move them across. Now, when you want to set one of these up, it's really easy, and it's pretty much the same in all these systems. You go to create a project. You can actually import if you've already got one in Kajabi, you can actually import it straight from there. So they've set up that functionality. But for now, I'm just going to show you by way of an example. You go in here, you press create from scratch. And it says what type of training do you want. You want like a short sprint, so that might be like 6 keys to improving your website. So it's it's a fairly cheap course. It might be 30-40 pounds, something like that, and there's 6 videos, each one with one of the keys and how to do it. Or I could use a membership site. So this is where people are going to either gain access to all my training or even drip fed over a period of time. So they get one new video every week or every day or every month, dependent on what I want to do. The next one is a marathon course. You probably gather what that is. And the last one there is where you just start from scratch, building your own. These are like templated. And to be honest, when I've done this, I've just gone, right, okay, I just want to build it myself. So that's what I'm going to do. If I just go in here and go to showing you what's involved, which one of the reasons I love the hub is that it makes things nice and easy to understand and easy to do. So if I just go into this one here, which is interestingly a training course about the hub, I go in here. If I go to preview to show you what it looks like from a customer point of view. So they go in here, there's a variety of different training. So if we go to the one on membership sites, there's an introduction, there's a session here on membership sites and how to set that up. In an ideal world, I've not done this yet, but I'm allowed to add some content to this. So you can see me here. Hello, Steve here. It's good to be back and welcome back to the Results Mastery. And so on and so forth. So you can add some words under here and so on. And probably a better example actually might be for me to show you one that is fully complete, which is LinkedIn Mastery. So I've done that for you there. So if we go into this one, you'll be able to see how I've structured it. Hopefully, anyway. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's a variety of different training here. So session 2 is how to grow your list on LinkedIn. You click on that. And there you go. So you've got all the different training, you got the video, you got some information about what you need to do. Here's some homework, and you can even do things like add in, a tip sheet, add in further information or a report that you've written on this or whatever you want. You can add basically additional information. So that's the sort of front end of it. If I just go back into the Results Mastery Hub, this is the back end. So again, you can see here, the first one is welcome on board. And if I go into edit mode, I can see the video. There's the video uploaded. Here's some words that I've already added. There's where I can add files. There's where I add the image that sort of covers the program. And if I want to, if I just go back there for a second, I can add to this. So you can see here we've got what I've done is set it up in sections. So it's a little bit like a book. It's almost like a chapter. Chapter 1 is introduction. Chapter 2 is customer relationship management. Chapter 3 is social media marketing, and so on and so forth. So if I wanted then to think, right, okay, I want to do a little bit more with social media marketing, I could go in here, add a lesson, call it introduction, save it in there, and then just move that up to the top because we don't want the main bit before that. And then as you can see on the left here, where they're ticked, they're fully complete. They're absolutely done. This one's not, because I've only set it up 30 seconds ago. So people won't see that until and unless I go to publish it. So once I've done the video, done some words, and you can see this is work in progress. So people can't see these because they're in draft, but they will be completed in the next, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, I would hope, to have pretty much most of this done and complete and ready to go. In addition to this, you can do things like, issue certificates at the end of it. So, if you've got that type of market with people who would appreciate that, you can award them a certificate when they finish. The other part of it is this, which is communities, which I really like, because at the moment, you know, with a lot of this online training world, people go on there and they get the video and they watch the video and they sort of lose a bit of interest sometimes. We were talking about the number of people who've turned up here, and you know, it's a little bit lower. You know, about half the people have turned up. And oh, by the way, welcome, Michael. Sorry, I've only just noticed you've arrived, but hello. Sorry, sorry to ignore you.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay, thank you. I was just, you know, just into my talk. So, so what this does though, that's quite nice. It has groups. It allows you to set up like groups. These are almost like networking groups. Let me give you an example here. So I've got 3 groups within mine. One is my university. Again, you know, forgive that we've not got loads of people yet because I'm only just starting to move people across. I've got something like, I think about 60 odd members of the university, but there's only me and a guy who works for me at the moment. But if I just click in this, and by the way, you're very welcome to join this. Let me just show you what it's all about. So what you do firstly, first section here is a discussion. So you can ask questions, you can do things, you can, you know, I can go in here, you know, one of the things I will do with this recording is I'll upload it into here. So all the members can go and have a look at this and hopefully enjoy listening to it. But there are lots of, you know, there I was watching yesterday, I think it, oh no, 4 days ago actually, a video by Tony Robbins that I really liked. So I took it from YouTube and added it in here. It's a great video all about success and how to be more successful and so on and so forth. Here's a quote by Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you don't find the time, you don't, and if you don't do your work, then you don't get the results. I like that one. And so on and so forth. So you can do that. You then go to this section, which is called learning. And what I've done with this is I've given access to the LinkedIn Mastery and the results compounding course for free to the members. So that's good or not. If you think it is, great. And you know, and then I can go and say, right, okay, I'm going to give them another course. I could produce another course called Email Mastery, and I could give them access to that and so on and so forth. So this could be, for me, this could be either a paid thing where people pay to be a member of the university, or it could be a free thing. With this particular one, I do both. They get the basic membership is free, and people can upgrade to £39 per month. So they can do that. So the next one is here, members. So imagine there was 55 members here. People can network with them. They can communicate. They can say hello and so on and so forth. So they can do that. And then lastly, which when I first saw this, I wasn't that keen on it, but this is actually in school as well. I don't know whether they've pinched it from there or not, but pretty much exactly the same thing as in school. And the idea being is it's basically there to get people to use it. And what happens is when you use it, when you take part, when you get involved with it, whether that's watching videos, adding content, and so on and so forth, you get upgraded, you get points. When you get to the next level, you get something else and you get something else and so on. So the idea is that you go up to the top level, which I've called a business god. I just got a little bit carried away here. I got to about here and I couldn't think. I was thinking, right, okay, level 5, a star. Oh, then we're going to be a superstar, then a global star, then a universal star, and then a business god. But that's just me being a little bit silly and a little bit carried away. Yeah, that's it really. That's my presentation. I hope that's been of interest. Really interested to answer any questions that you may have or get your thoughts. What did you think?
I love the overviews that you've given us, Steve. Obviously, you could go into a lot more detail about
Yeah,
production,
sure.
but I guess I'm quite keen on, you showed some with pricing.
Yeah.
How do you sort of set people up as members or as
Sure.
purchasers of a particular course?
It's one of the things that I love about the hub. You basically just go into the pricing section. It says, do you want to connect to Stripe? You go yes. If you've got a Stripe account, job's done. It just buffers around for a few seconds and then links. If you've not got a Stripe account, you have to go in there and do that. That might take you 5 to 10 minutes. And that's it as far as setting things up. And then you just go in and say, right, here's the pricing. This is what I want to charge. Do you want to, and it'll ask you, is this a one-off fee or is it a recurring fee? You click recurring, it'll say, when does it recur? You say monthly, and that's it. And you're done and you're off and running. You could, Andrew, set this up. I'd say if the hardest thing, the longest thing is the videos, actually. It's it's doing that. And then I suppose the next thing that is the real key to the success is the marketing of it.
Yeah.
You've got to put time and effort or money and effort into the marketing of it, and things like setting up landing pages and stuff like that is really important. I've not really had time to go into that today.
No.
Perhaps I'll do another one, but the main thing is the video. But I will say with videos, because people do get a little bit, some people like doing it, others don't, and others won't, and so on and so forth. My take on it, people say to me, how long does it take you to do one of the videos? So I say, well, if it's a 10-minute video, it normally takes me about 10 minutes. And they say, well, what about the editing? What about writing the script? I've been doing this 29 years now. If I don't know my stuff by now, and I'm sure, everybody is the same, you're experts in what you do. And so what I do is I just go, right, okay, I'm going to talk about LinkedIn and how to get more connections on LinkedIn. I know how to do it. I don't need a script. So I just go, I talk. I'm here now and I'm on Zoom. I've got my little light there. You can see that there, just lighting my face up a little bit more. I'm facing towards a window. I've got my background on. I've got a Rode microphone. Oops, sorry, just dropped my phone there. I've got a Rode microphone, which I was recommended by somebody to buy. It's about 120 quid on Amazon. But apparently it's one of the better ones. And I just sit there in front of my screen and talk. I record them all on Zoom. So I'll be like in a meeting with myself on Zoom because the quality is really good. And then I just download it and then upload it into my membership thing.
Okay, thank you.
Again, it's really easy to do. Any other questions?
Oh, I think I did have, what was I thinking about? I've actually I'm now about 2 months into a similar type of system.
Oh, you're right. What are you?
The one I'm using is a Tractwell. I don't know if you've come across it.
No. Is it good?
What I particularly like is the enormous amount of training.
Okay, right.
They've been around. They started off basically developing a system for network marketers.
Okay.
And it's now shifted across mostly towards people who are coaching.
Okay, right.
So the focus is very heavily around coaching, but I looked at Kajabi, quite expensive.
Yeah.
And I quite like this one. I've found I was really struggling with MailChimp. I found it very, very clunky to try and manage mail. So I've took a small database of people. It's quite old.
Yeah.
I've now spent a couple of weeks removing
Good,
half
good,
of them,
yeah.
or they removed themselves.
Yeah.
They either disappeared already in there, so it all bounced, or they just came back and said, "Yeah, okay, not interested."
Yeah.
But it's left me. I think one of the things I'm learning about all of this now is that I don't want people on my mailing list who are not interested
You know,
in working with me.
if you'd have said to me 2 years ago, how many people you got on your list, I'd have been very proud of saying it's just below 20,000 people, which is not bad. But do you know what? I did a little bit of research. Most of them weren't, weren't ever buying. They weren't reading it. They weren't clicking on anything. And so I did a series of emails out saying, look, I'm refining my list. If you want to be in it, email me back. And I did it again. I did about 4 or 5. And I said, right, this is the last time. You're not going to get any more emails from me. If you haven't emailed me, do it now, or I will be removing you from my list. And I got down to about 3,500, 4,000. So, and it's much better. I got like 60, 70, 80% open rates, which is off the charts. I think the world average is about 15%. I'm getting, but I never get less than 60. It's normally 70, 80% open rates, because I did what you are doing right now, Ricky. So well worth it. The best thing you can do. You're better off with a list of 100 people who are really interested.
Absolutely.
People.
I've got stuff on Facebook. I've got stuff on LinkedIn. I've got groups on LinkedIn, groups on Facebook. Can't manage them. And the problem with Facebook is you don't own your list.
No.
And when Facebook suddenly decided a couple of years ago to not send all my posts to all my Facebook members,
or
all the people who are following me, but just 17%.
Yes.
And now you pay to boost your post. I'm thinking, whoa.
Yeah. I know.
I've got 20,000 connections on LinkedIn.
Yes.
And I just posted something today. I've had 67 views. Well, it's gone into 67 feeds.
Yeah.
I think this is just the problem. I think we're all having to realize that email actually is working.
Yes. Yeah.
And managing a client base. So what I'm interested in, I mean, obviously getting people, I'm looking at the same pattern. Since why I sort of come along today, I thought, because I'm just looking at what other people are doing, because my focus is specifically on speaking, like say Speakers Academy.
Yeah. You know Jim Ewan, don't you?
Oh gosh, yes, from a long time.
Friend of mine. Yeah. I heard about you and what you're doing, and I actually went to a PSA event, and I think I'm sure you were speaking there, or you were doing.
Possibly.
Yeah. And that's
25 years now.
Yeah. Well, Jim's coming to my house on the Isle of Wight in a few weeks for the week.
Oh, right. Well, give him my regards. Yeah.
Indeed,
I knew Jim from Toastmasters in London. So it's
right. Yeah.
But and got him into the PSA, and then he became president as well. So it
Yeah.
No. So you've set your membership fee at 39.
Yes, for the university. Yeah, 30.
Oh, right.
If you're interested in using the hub, at the moment it's £49. £49 a month. You can use all the membership stuff and all the marketing stuff as well. I've not got time to show it you now, but it's fucking brilliant. Honestly, it really is. And I'm not saying that because it's mine. It's not, as I've said, it's white labeled, but I'm selling it for £49 pounds a month, which is a bargain actually. It will go up, but you know, if you signed up, yours won't ever go up. But I'm trying to get a load of members quickly, get it off and running and really good, and then the price will go up.
I've got the address. I'll go and have a look at it.
Look, yeah. I'll send you a link to the page. It's on my steve-mills.com site. There's a page and there's a video you can watch, which goes.
All right, I'll have a look at that.
A little bit more.
So the model you're doing at the moment is you've got a free site, a free membership
Yeah,
group, and then people upgrade
look great. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
into it.
I
Yeah.
want to get up to 1,000 freebies, and then I see that as a really good database for me to sell into, as well as my LinkedIn stuff. They're just a little bit more connected to me because they're seeing stuff on a regular basis. And
So are you bringing everything into the hub?
yes, yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
the doing
I
so.
know a few people have gone down the Kajabi route. I've seen that being sold because obviously that's the current sort of market leader
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this
it is.
field.
But as you say, that's what, 100 and I think, well, I had that. I think it was 120 pounds, or was it? No, it's probably dollars, $120. But there's
That's
also
the
a more
start.
expensive one as well. And
That's as a starter, but I think with most of these it goes up because if you're handling all the email marketing within it as well, it will need to go up because once people have got 2, 3, 4,000,
yes, yeah,
you're it's going to start costing you money if they're doing that.
yeah, yeah. Most of them do, don't they? Most of them.
Well, everything costs money, isn't it? I mean, it's like, you look at MailChimp, it's free for up to 2,000, and then the moment you get over that,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
you're into
Before I saw this, I was paying MailChimp £75 a month to
yeah.
do email marketing. And I've got one client using Infusionsoft. They're paying $250 a month. You know, some of it, and the only other site that comes close to what is the hub is what's it called, HubSpot, but
Oh yeah.
it only comes close to it if you buy everything, because in HubSpot you can buy this, you can buy that, you can buy that, you can upgrade to the professional and buy that. But the hub and HubSpot are pretty much the same if you buy everything in HubSpot, but that's £800 a month. Who's got that? Well, I suppose some people have, but it's not required. You can get the same thing for 49 quid from me, and I'm not just saying that. It's absolutely true because I've researched it. I've looked at it. And it just amazes me.
Sorry.
Okay, guys. Well, it's
Okay.
1:45. I'm going to go and get something to eat. Hopefully that's been of value. Do keep in touch. If I can help you in any other way, give us a shout. Andrew, you're already signed up to the hub, aren't you? So just kicking off, really. That's good. Michael, if you want a conversation, just let me know. If you see on my background there, if you go to either of my websites, there's like gold buttons. And if you click on that, that gives you access to my diary, and you can book a one-to-one meeting with me whenever you would like, online. Do most of my meetings online now because I'm on the Isle of Wight, so it's a little bit of a faff to come over here, and or the other way for me to come to the mainland. Over here, everybody calls it the North Island. It's very funny, I think. Sort of England is the North Island, and we're on the South Island. Anyway,
fantastic, Woody.
Yeah,
Spent many good times in St. Helens as a kid.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I got to know the island from years ago. I used to be a professional table tennis player.
All right.
Played at international level for about 10 years. And in the summer, in the close season for table tennis, I used to do exhibitions around all the holiday centres, literally right throughout the UK. And we used to come to the Isle of Wight once a week, for 20 weeks for 10 years. So I got to know it really well. And I loved it here and moved here 18 months ago. So live in a beautiful little village right in the middle. And so we're about 20 minutes from anywhere. And yeah, it's
Excellent.
yeah. Right. Okay.
Okay.
So bye for now. All right.
Good to see you, Steve.
Yeah.
Take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye.